Hi guys, my name is Medintseva and you are on my crochet channel. In this video we will finish crocheting such beautiful fairy dragons. This is already the third part. You will find a link to the first two parts in the description under the video. This will be the final part where we will fully design the dragon. Everything will be wonderful, beautiful, and I hope you enjoy everything. As always, I look forward to your feedback. This is very important to me. So don't hesitate to like it, write some good comment, spend some of your time. I try for you and this is your way of saying thank me. I also want to remind you that you can purchase a PDF pattern from my Etsy shop if you need it. I am also waiting for photos of your work. You can send photos of your finished work to me on Instagram, link in description under the video. You can also post a work on your story and tag me. Then I'll see it, I'll definitely follow the link and like it and maybe even write something. Have a wonderful and creative mood. Let's get started. Now let's make a heart. It will consist of two parts, that is, two halves. Now we will make the first half of the heart. The hook is the same, 4 mm, green yarn. We make a loop and 2 chain stitches, and in the first chain stitch we make 6 single crochets. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the second row we make 1 single crochet and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We repeat the combination 3 times. At the end of the row there will be 9 single crochets. 1 single crochet is done and you can put a marker. In the next stitch we make 1 increase. That's 2, 3. 1 single crochet, that's 4, and 1 increase, that's 5, 6. 1 single crochet, that's 7, and 1 increase, that's 8, 9. In the third row we make 9 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ready? In the next stitch we make a slip stitch and cut the thread. Leave a small end so that we can later connect the two parts of the heart together. Be sure to turn the crochet right side out. Hide the short end of the thread inside. This is the first half of the heart that is ready. We crochet the second part in the same way, only we don't make a slip stitch and don't cut the thread. We will continue crocheting, connecting the two halves of the heart together. The second half is ready. Turn it right side out. We continue to crochet. Take the first half of the heart. Insert the hook where we finished crocheting. Along the first half of the heart we need to crochet 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We leave the first half. Let's move on to the second half of the heart. Skip one stitch. This stitch is already crocheted. We skipped this stitch. Start crocheting from the second stitch. Tighten the threads well. We also make 8 single crochets along this half of the heart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is where you should end. While we pull the thread a little, remove the hook. You can see that there is a hole here between the two halves. Using a hook, straight the non-working end of the thread inward. Fold the two halves of the heart together. Using a hook or a needle, we need to sew the two halves together to close the hole between them. I close this hole using a needle with a blunt end. We simply insert a needle through the two halves of the heart and thus sew them together and close the hole. Sew along the entire length to completely close the hole between the two halves of the heart. The halves of the heart are sewn. Tie a knot. The end of the thread can be hidden in one of the halves of the heart. This thread will act as a filler and you will need to add less hollow fiber itself. You can see that here we have closed the hole and now we will finish crocheting the heart. The next row is the 5th row. In the 5th row, we make 2 single crochets and 1 decrease. We do this 4 times. You can put a marker. Don't skip the stitches. 1 single crochet is done, and I would put a marker, but I don't have one on hand. And the second single crochet and 1 decrease is the first time. 1, 2, and 1 decrease is the second time. 1, 2, and 1 decrease is the third time. And the last time the combination, 2 single crochets and 1 decrease is the fourth time. You can see that we should have ended in the middle too. In the 6th row, we make 1 single crochet and 1 decrease and do this 4 times. At the end of the row there will be 8 single crochets. 1 single crochet and 1 decrease is the first time. 1 single crochet and 1 decrease is the second time. 1 single crochet and 1 decrease is the third time. 1 single crochet and 1 decrease is the fourth time. Now we need to add filler to the heart. You don't need to add a lot of filler. The heart should be flat. Filler added. In the 7th row, we make 2 single crochets and 1 decrease and do this twice. 2 single crochets and 1 decrease is the first time. 2 single crochets and 1 decrease is the second time. In the 8th row, we make 2 decreases. You can see that we have a small hole left. We will make 2 decreases and that will be enough. This is the first decrease and the second decrease. Ready. Leave the end long enough to sew the heart to the dragon's tail. I left the end of the thread too short on the tail. Cut the thread, pull the thread. Here, using a hook, you can hide the thread inside and the heart will be ready. You can also hide the thread inside the heart using a needle. We enter the needle into the lower corner of the heart and thread the thread to the upper part of the heart. The hole at the bottom is closed completely and everything is fine. There is no need to tighten the thread too much to create a beautiful corner. Using a hook, you can better distribute the filler inside so that it gets to the lower part of the heart. Here we have such a beautiful heart. And from this side it looks exactly the same. It turned out to be a very beautiful emerald heart. The thread is pulled to the upper part of the heart. Now we will sew the heart to the dragon's tail. The heart is sewn to the tail in this position. The thread is already inserted into the needle. Insert the needle into the outermost loop of the tail and tighten the thread. Straighten the threads so as not to interfere. We alternately insert the needle into the heart and then into the tail of the dragon and sew the part as usual. It's very simple. Please note the heart is sewn on both the top and bottom. The heart is sewn on. We pull all the ends of the thread that remain into one stitch. Tie them together into a knot. Using a hook, we hide the ends of the threads either in the heart or in the tail of the dragon. The excess can be cutted. I hide the ends of the threads with a hook inside the dragon's tail. If there is something left sticking out of the tail, then we also push it inward. The heart is completely sewn on, everything turned out perfect. From the top side, this is what a sewn heart looks like. This is the kind of beauty we get. So I need to think about what we will do at the next stage. Now let's make wings for our fairy dragon. Please note, the wings are crocheted in turning rows. We don't change the hook, 4 mm. We make a loop and 6 chain stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From the second stitch from the hook along the chain of chain stitches, we make 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what crochet looks like now. Here we make 1 chain stitch and turn, crochet in turning rows. In this direction we make 3 single crochets. The first single crochet, 2, and in the next stitch the third single crochet. From here we make 3 chain stitches. Turn, that is reverse the crochet direction, From the third stitch from the hook we make 4 single crochets. Here is the stitch. This is the last stitch in the chain. We need to make 4 single crochets. 1 single crochet has already been done. In the next stitch, 2, 3, 4. 4 single crochets are made, and this is what our wing looks like now. 1 chain stitch and turn. From here we need to make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. This is where we should end up. From here we make 4 chain stitches. From the third stitch from the hook we will continue to crochet further. We need to turn, and then you will have difficulty seeing this third stitch. Therefore, I recommend immediately counting and finding this third stitch from the hook. Remember the third stitch and turn our crocheting. 5 single crochets. Starting from this stitch we make the first single crochet. In the next stitch the second single crochet. Now in this stitch we make the third single crochet, 4, and the last 5th single crochet. Ready. Now in this corner we find a corner stitch and we make 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. 2 single crochets in 1 stitch are made. Ready. Now on this side of the wing we need to make 4 single crochets. 1. We find these stitches where we need to make these single crochets. The third single crochet is done, and the fourth single crochet. This is what the dragon's wing should look like at this stage. Cut the thread. Leave the end long enough to sew the wing to the dragon's body. The second wing for the fairy dragon is crocheted in exactly the same way. My second wing is already ready. The wings are made in turning rows, so the wings are the same. The wings are sewn to the dragon's body in this position on the back. You can sew either closer to the head or further. Everyone does it to your own taste. The wings can also be sewn close to the main crest. My dragon's wings are sewn on at a slightly angled angle. You can sew the wings some distance from the central crest. Again, everyone does it to your own taste. I almost completely sew the wing to the dragon's body along the straight side. I leave only the outermost edge at the front unsewn. I'm showing you from all sides how the wings are sewn onto the finished yellow-violet dragon. For sewing we use a needle with a blunt end. We sew it on as we usually do. Alternately insert the needle into the body and then into the wing and sew it on. We will hide all the ends of the thread that remain after sewing inside the dragon's body. Tie them together into a knot and hide them inside the body. We do everything as usual. One wing is practically sewn on. But I need to sew it on the back side a little better so that it holds well. The second wing is sewn in exactly the same way. Both wings are sewn to the dragon's body. As I told you, on the front side the front edge of the wings remains unsewn. The front corner of the wing remains unsewn. Here we have such a beautiful fairy dragon. Now let's make the side crests on the dragon's head. Take yellow yarn. Everyone starts making a crest where you like it best. I start making a side crest above the eye. There are 2 stitches to the main crest. We insert the hook into the head like this. Leave the end long enough to tighten the muzzle later. Grab the working thread, pull it out and make a loop. The thread is attached. Insert the hook into the same stitch and make 1 single crochet. We make this in the same stitch so that the crest is closer to the muzzle. 1 single crochet is done. In the next stitch, in order to get a beautiful side crest pattern, we crochet a certain combination. In 1 stitch, 1/2 double crochet and 2 double crochets. Yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch and crochet 1/2 double crochet. That is, we crochet 3 loops on the hook at a time. Now we make yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch again, pull out the working thread and make 1 double crochet. We again have 3 loops on the hook, only now we are crocheting the first 2 loops and now the second 2 loops. This is 1 double crochet. And 1 more double crochet needs to be made in the same stitch. So we inserted the hook into the same stitch, pulled out the thread, crocheted the first 2 loops and the second 2 loops. This is such a beautiful thing made. We insert the hook into the next stitch like this, make 1 single crochet. Then the pattern is repeated. In 1 stitch, 1/2 double crochet and 2 double crochets. We make yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch and make 1/2 double crochet. 3 loops at once. And 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Make a yarn over, insert 3 loops on the hook, crochet the first 2 loops. And the second 2 loops, this is the first double crochet. And the second double crochet in the same stitch. The second wave at the side crest is done. At this stage, we carefully look at where to crochet the crest next. I did something a little wrong with my little dragon. I needed to choose 1 stitch further from the main crest. In the finished dragon, the side crest is made up to the neck and at this stage there are 3 stitches up to the main crest. This dragon only has 2 stitches, so I will unravel 1 wave at the side crest. I want the side crest to be further away from the central main crest. I hope the principle is already clear to you. I will repeat the complete crochet pattern for 1 wave of the side crest. 1 single crochet and in the next 1 stitch, 1/2 double crochet and 2 double crochets. It was me who unraveled the second wave to make it further away from the central crest. In this stitch I make 1 single crochet. And in the next 1 stitch we crochet a combination, 1/2 double crochet and 2 double crochets. 1/2 double crochet is done. And now we make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. 1 and the second double crochet. Ready. Now we repeat again. In the next stitch we make 1 single crochet. And again the combination in the next 1 stitch, 1/2 double crochet and 2 double crochets. Please note, you don't need to tighten the threads too much to get a beautiful wave. The third wave in the side crest is ready. Take that everything is pleasant and beautiful. The finished yellow violet dragon has 4 waves in the side crest. Therefore, we make one more wave in our dragon. In the next stitch we make 1 single crochet, in the next 1 stitch we make a combination, 1/2 double crochet. It's generally inconvenient to crochet here, and 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Ready. Pull the thread a little, remove the hook to the side and take what we get. In principle, I like everything. It's okay, that's enough. The thread can be cut. Leave a small end of the thread. Pull out the thread. This is what the side crest looks like now. Now, using a needle with a blunt end, we need to sew the lower edge of the crest to the head. You can sew the crest close to the main crest. But I like the side crest to move away from the main crest. Insert the needle near the back edge of the crest and pull the needle to the underside of the head. Tighten the thread, and in this way we sew the far edge of the crest to the head. This is what the completed crest looks like from the side. Before sewing, this edge of the crest was like this. I tightened the thread. There is no need to tighten the thread too much and leave it in this state for now. Now we take the other non-working end of the thread, which we left at the beginning, insert it into the needle and make a small tightening of the muzzle. We insert it into the loop near the crest and pull it out to the underside of the head. This is what the dragon will look like from the front. I want to make a tightening, therefore, we again insert the needle through the stitch at the bottom and pull it out near the inner edge of the eye. Near the main crest in the middle on the bridge of the nose, insert the needle again and pull it out at the bottom. Pull and tighten the thread, and in this way make a small tightening. On the right the tightening is done. At this state I finish making the tightening for now and leave it in this state. Don't tighten the thread too much. Then we will make a side crest on the other side, and then I will completely finish the tightening of the muzzle. The side crest on the other side should be started not from the front, but from the back of the head. This must be done so that the wave goes in the same direction. Therefore, we turn the toy around and select the place where we will start making the side crest. We count the same number of stitches on this side. The crest must be symmetrical, so you need to get it right. This is how we insert the hook into the selected stitch. Attach the yellow thread, as we usually do, into the stitch. Pull the end of the thread, yellow yarn is attached. We start crocheting the side crest from here. Make 1 single crochet. Select the next stitch so that everything is approximately symmetrical. Insert the hook and make 1/2 double crochet. And 2 double crochets in the same stitch. This is the first double crochet, and in the same stitch we make the second double crochet. The first wave is ready. In the next stitch we make 1 single crochet. And into the next stitch our combination. 1/2 double crochet and 2 double crochets. We repeat the same as we did on the other side. We always make sure that the second crest is crocheted symmetrically to the first crest. The second wave in the crest is ready. Immediately select the next suitable stitch. In this stitch we make 1 single crochet. Ready. Again we select the correct stitch to crochet our combination. In this next stitch we again make 1/2 double crochet and 2 double crochets. The third wave is also done. Now make 1 single crochet again in the next stitch. We check that it is symmetrical. And again in one stitch our combination, 1/2 double crochet and 2 double crochets. The last fourth wave is also done. A little later we will attach the front edge of the crest. I'll show you again. The most important thing is that both crests should be symmetrical to the central crest. We cut the thread, leave the long end so that we can do something with it later. Maybe nostrils, maybe something else. We insert the thread into a needle with a blunt end. This is how we finished crocheting the second side crest. Insert the needle into the head 1 stitch below from the edge of the crest and pull the needle out from the underside of the head. Pull the thread from below and the second side crest is also transformed. Beauty! On this side we also need to tighten the muzzle. Therefore, we also thread the needle to the inner edge of the eye and insert the needle through a couple of stitches closer to the central crest near the bridge of the nose. Pull the needle out in the middle from the bottom. We pull up and tighten the thread a little. In this way we tighten the muzzle on this side. From the bottom side of the head, we again insert the needle through 1 stitch and pull it out near the beginning of the main crest. Here we insert a needle near the inner edge of the first eye. And again we pull to the needle and thread into the lower part of the muzzle and tighten the thread. I recommend pressing your fingers on the eyes. This way the filler will be properly distributed inside. And one more time we thread the needle to the second eye and back down the muzzle. We did the tightening of the muzzle, but we haven't cut the threads yet. Now let's make the nostrils. These nostrils are also very easy to make. We pull the needle and thread in the place where we want to make the nostril. And through 1 stitch we sew several stitches. You can go into this and the next stitch this way. There is no need to tighten the thread too much in the nostrils. We just make a few stitches so that the threads just don't dangle, but are on the outside. If the thread suddenly runs out, then it's okay. Just insert another thread. The first nostril is done. We thread the needle and thread to the other end of the thread from the underside. You can see that I'm running out of this thread. This is such a beautiful nostril. We straighten the threads in the nostril with a needle. If the stitches are very loose, you can tighten the thread a little from below. In the same way, we make the second nostril on the other side. Take the other long end of the yellow thread, insert it into the needle and do the same. Pull the needle and thread from the desired side in the place where the second nostril will be. Be sure to check that the second nostril is symmetrical to the first. On this side we do everything the same. I make 4 to 5 stitches in each nostril. The main thing is that the nostril is voluminous. The second nostril is done. We pull the needle and thread into the same stitch. Using a needle, we correct the nostrils on the other side. The threads should protrude outward. We got such beautiful 2 nostrils. From the bottom side, we tie the ends of the thread together into a knot. And we hide it inside. I didn't need that long end of the yellow thread. Thread the yellow end of the thread into the same loop to the green thread. Tie them into a knot and also hide it inside. I found another unused end of the yellow thread. I need to hide it inside too. This is what our fairy dragon looks like. The yellow-purple dragon has plastic spikes sewn onto the sides of its head. Plastic spikes with holes for sewing with an irregular needle and thread. You can also make one more side crest under the already made crest. I think it will be beautiful this way too. What can I tell you? I wouldn't be me if I didn't try to make one more additional side crest. The second side crest is done in exactly the same way, also 4 waves. I made the second side crest 1 stitch down, parallel to the first side crest. This is how beautiful it turned out. You ask me how I manage new masterclasses. I answer, on the go. I wanted to come up with a new toy, and it all worked out. Here we have such a beautiful fairy dragon. I will be waiting for your feedback. Best wishes and see you soon!